This is Anthony Watt with the Quad City Times, and I'm here with some more Forest Grove elementary students who are working on the idea of long-term habitation on the moon. And this particular crew is working on greenhouses for the habitat, I'm assuming. Is that correct? All right, so why don't you introduce yourselves? We'll go from right to left. So you first.
I'm Kayla.
Kayla? Okay.
I'm Priya.
Priya?
And I'm Evan.
All right, it's nice to meet you all. So, tell me a little bit about the goal you had to reach a little bit, and then what and how you got there. Okay,
So our initial problem was how can we sustain a good food production on the moon, and
Okay.
how can we make sure to have food always ready for the astronauts. And so that's where we really had to look into different things and certain plants. And so that's a great thing. So that's our goal, and we really had to focus in on that goal because without that, we wouldn't be able to produce this greenhouse. So that was like our goal in the very beginning that we looked into to really have to figure out that problem.
is to make sure you had the plants that you could use.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So what plants did you guys decide on?
So what we decided on were strawberries, spinach, tomatoes, potatoes, and bell peppers.
Okay, all right. And why those particular plants?
The astronauts will only be there for 6 months. Most of those plants will go within 6 months.
Okay, all right. All right, so they're fast-growing plants.
Yeah,
Okay, all right, all right.
Yeah, they also give you lots of like the different vitamins that you need. So you know that, and it's also like just super healthy for you, and you're also able to mass produce each plant because of how we're growing it.
Okay.
And so which is super helpful of how we grow it, just to make sure we have a lot of different plants.
All right, so my next question is do you grow them down here and take them up, or do you grow them up there?
So
Grow them up there? Okay.
So we're doing this method. So we're using around 1 teaspoon of dirt per plant, and then what we're doing is just pretty much keeping the plant like moist, so it can actually grow.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, is there anything else as far as big challenges that you discovered when you were working on the problem? Because I know the rover guys ran into a lot of trouble with their wheels that they had to figure out. So what did you run into?
So our first prototype was pretty much
Not good.
not good.
No, it didn't work? Okay.
It would cost too much money to actually bring up there because, like they say, one pound of anything costs $10,000, and so how we would do it would cost probably over $1 billion. So that's not very good.
No, it's not. Okay.
This thing could probably cost $20,000. So it's a lot, or less. Like it just depends. And so that's super easier to work with. To know that not only is it working better, but it's also not as much money.
Okay, all right. And you are trying to feed 4, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And then were there any other big challenges as far as making sure that these plants could do what they needed to do once they got up there?
I would say just growing them correctly.
Okay, all right.
Making sure they survive because there's also radiation to deal with.
It's also that the gravity's different. Did that impact your plant at all?
It shouldn't. Because
Okay.
in this place in the habitat we just have this in a habitat where you're not flying around, like you're just walking normal like this, so the gravity's the same as Earth.
Okay.
And so the reason why we do this is because that way we're not having flying plants everywhere and make a mess. So this really allows us. It also helps us grow better because it's easier to grow it when you're like this, not when you're up in the air. So it needs to be in a habitat that really works great with plants.
Okay, all right. And then your greenhouse is kind of a little close. It's a closed compartment. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do I have that right?
It's
Okay.
almost like if you think of like a dresser, the plants are going to be like in the drawers.
Okay, all right. So are you going to be using like UV lights or something in there? Okay, all right. I was wondering. Okay.
Tops of each.
Okay, all right. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video, and thank you very much, guys. So.